You know that feeling when you think about the future? You have this kind of fuzzy idea of what a better 2026 could look like, but how do you actually make that happen? Well, today we're going to stop dreaming and start architecting. We're going to give you the actual blueprint to turn those hopes into a solid plan.
So, let's start with the most important question of all. Who is the architect of your future? Well, the answer is pretty simple, isn't it? It's you. Every single decision you make, every action, every thought, it's like you're laying another brick in the foundation of your future self. We're here to hand you the blueprints and the tools so you can start building with real intention.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First up, we're going to define our main tool. Then, we'll dig into why this thing is so darn powerful. After that, we get to the fun stuff, the step-by-step on how to build your own board. Then, we'll talk about how to make it a real part of your life, and we'll wrap up with the most important part, taking that very first step.
All right, let's dive right in with the cornerstone of this whole project. What in the world is a vision board, really? And how can it become the actual blueprint for the future you want?
So you hear the term vision board, and you might just think, oh, it's a collage. But it's so much more than that. Think of it as your personal blueprint. It takes all those goals and dreams that are just floating around in your head and makes them tangible, visible, real.
Okay, but let's be real for a second. How can a simple board with some pictures and words actually be so powerful? I mean, really? Well, the answer is pretty cool, and it all comes down to how our brains are wired.
And here's the real magic behind it. When you turn a vague hope into something you can see every single day, it becomes a commitment. Your brain is wired to respond to visual cues. So by constantly seeing your goals, you're literally training your brain to start noticing opportunities all around you that are related to them. It's not just a wish anymore. It's a target your mind is actively helping you hit.
I mean, look at the difference here. It's night and day, right? Without that blueprint, it's so easy to feel lost. Your energy is scattered all over the place, and you just lack focus. But with that clear vision, everything changes. Your goals are crystal clear, you get a hit of motivation every day, and your actions become focused.
Okay, so you're probably thinking, I'm in. I'm ready to build my own blueprint. But where do you even begin? Don't worry, let's get into the step-by-step construction guide. It's easier than you think.
We're going to break this down into 3 super simple phases. First, we lay the foundation, and that means doing a little bit of reflection. Then, we gather our materials. And finally, we get to the fun part, the build itself. See? A straightforward process. Let's get started.
Now, before you grab a single magazine or a pair of scissors, hold on. The most important work happens right up here, in your mind. This is the foundation. You have to get crystal clear on what it is you actually want to build in your life by 2026.
So, to get you started, think about these key areas of your life. Really ask yourself, what does a wildly successful 2026 look like for my career, for my health, my relationships, my finances? Take your time with this part, and please, don't be afraid to dream big.
All right, once you've done that deep thinking and your foundation of intention is solid, it's time for the fun part, gathering your materials. This is where we start turning all those internal thoughts into actual physical objects.
And look, you really don't need to go out and buy a bunch of fancy stuff. A simple poster board, maybe some old magazines you have lying around, personal photos, quotes you find online, that's all you need. The key is just to find images and words that really connect with the feeling of achieving your goals.
And now for the best part, the actual construction. You've done the reflection, you've got your pile of goodies, it's time to put it all together and bring that vision for 2026 to life.
So here are a few little tips to make this process awesome and, really effective. Find a quiet spot, maybe put on some music that gets you fired up. Lay everything out before you start gluing anything down, and this is the most important one. Don't overthink it. Just trust your gut. If an image speaks to you, it belongs on the board. And hey, remember, the only person this has to look good to is you.
Okay, so you've built it. Your vision board is done, and it looks amazing. But now what? A blueprint isn't much good if you just shove it in a drawer, right? So how do we bring this beautiful vision into the real world?
And this is a really important point. Your board is not just a piece of art to hang on the wall, it's a living, breathing tool. You got to think of it more like a compass that helps guide your daily choices and keeps reminding you of that future you're so excited to build.
The key is to make it part of your daily routine. First, put it somewhere you absolutely cannot miss it, next to your bed, by your desk, wherever. Then, every morning, just take a minute to really look at it, connect with it, try to feel the emotions of already having achieved those things. Let it be a filter for your decisions. And remember, you're going to grow and change, so don't be afraid to update your board as your vision evolves too.
So we've covered a lot. We've figured out what this tool is, why it works, and exactly how to build and use it. But now we're at the most critical moment of all, turning all of this good intention into real, actual action.
You know, this quote really says it all, doesn't it? You've got your plan for 2026. The blueprint is officially complete. The planning phase is over. Now, the real, exciting work of building your future begins.
So, I'm going to leave you with one final question. Look at that beautiful blueprint you've created for your 2026. Now, pick one thing. Seriously, just one. What is the very first, small, tangible brick that you are going to lay today to start building that future?